The second is the law enforcement pillar. To this group belong the policemen, National Bureau of Investigation agents, Philippine Drug Enforcement, and agency agent, the Military Bureau of Customs, Police, Bureau of Immigrations officers, Bureau of Internal Revenue examiners, Commission on Audit auditors, Ombudsman, fact-finding investigators, Commission on Human Rights investigators, Land Transportation Office, and traffic enforcers, and etc. So, to this group, a belong of law enforcement pillar is Custom Police, Bureau of Immigrations officers, Bureau of Internal Revenue examiners, Commission and Audit auditors, Ombudsman, fact and finding investigator, Commission on Human Rights and investigator, Land Transportation Office, and traffic enforcers. They enforce the law by ensuring compliance therewith, conduct investigations to uncover commissions of crimes and violations of laws, file criminal case before the prosecutor's fiscal's office if the offender is not government employee officials, or the office of the ombudsman if the offender is a government employee official, and testify in court if a criminal charge is lodged in court by the prosecutor's office of the office of ombudsman. So, the law enforcement pillar, they enforce the law by ensuring compliance therewith, conduct like investigation to uncover commission of crimes and violations of laws. So, file the criminal cases before the prosecutor's fiscal's office if the offender is not a government employee officials, or the office of the ombudsman if the offender is a government employee officials, and testify in court in a criminal charge is lodged in a court by the prosecutor's office of the officials of the ombudsman. Law enforcement pillar, they enforce the law to prevent and control crimes or prevent the anatomy of crime, in which they can prevent crimes just by their presence. Example, here is the criminals will be hindered in doing a crime if they the place and by the that the motive and the opportunity of the criminal commit a crime will be prevented. Aside from preventing crimes, the community, if case may be diverted, misled, where no sufficient ground that can sustain complaints against the suspect. As we can see, the law enforcement pillar, they enforce and the law to prevent and control crime or prevent an anatomy of crime, in which they can prevent crimes just by their presence. The criminals will be hindered in doing a crime if they saw a law of enforcers patrolling around the place, and by that the motive and opportunity of the criminals to commit a crime will be prevented, like preventing crimes. The community case may be diverted and mislead where the sufficient ground that can sustain complaint against the suspect. The law enforcement process. The law enforcement consists of the officer and men of the Philippine National Police (PNP), the National Bureau of Investigation (NBI), and other agencies. When they learn of the commission of crimes or discover them, their duty is to investigate the crime, which may take form the surveillance and observation of suspect, other person, and premises, interviewing persons with knowledge of fact directly or indirectly connected with the offense, taking photographs surreptitiously or otherwise, arranging for interruptment, searching premises and persons subject constitutional and statutory safeguards, and examining public of the other available records pertaining to the persons involved and getting copies of the pertinent entries. The police officers, in other words, collect evidence for use in the prosecution of the suspect in the court. This may consist of the testimony of witness, including invited suspects, which are invariably taken down in question and answer form. Writing and objects, gun, knife, other weapons used in the commission of the crime, clothing of the victim, and etc. Arrest suspect by virtue of a warrant of arrest issued by a judge on the basis of evidence submitted by them or under circumstances justifying a warrantless arrest. The instances when an arrest without warrant may be lawfully effected by a peace officer of a private person are as follows. Writing an object in gun, knife, other weapons used the commission of crime. The instances when an arrest without warrant may be lawfully effected by peace officer, private person are as follows. When in his presence, the person to be arrested has been committed is actually committing or attempting to commit an offense. When an offense has in fact just been committed and has personal knowledge of fact indicating that person to be arrested has committed it, and when the person to be arrested is a prisoner who has escaped from a penal establishment or place where he is serving final judgment or temporarily confined while his case is pending, or has escaped while being transferred from one confinement to another. Any person who, while in custody or otherwise deprived of liberty, is under investigation for the commission of an offenses has the following constitutional rights among others. He must be informed of his right to remain silent and to have competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. If the person cannot afford the services of counsel, he must be provided with one. This right cannot be waived except in writing and in the presence of counsel.